Does anyone else need one?
All right, so everyone in week 4 or module 4, everyone who's online, you should download this chapter 4 star puzzle or plow horse dog activity. Okay, this is what we're going to be going over in class. So you can follow along. All right. So for this activity, this one is going to help prepare you for the menu analysis homework. Okay, it's the same format as this activity. And then that menu analysis homework is going to then help you prepare for the chapter 4 exam. Okay. Chapter 4 exam, they all kind of build on top of each other. So you want to make sure that you have that concept done first before you move on to the next one. Okay. So as a quick reminder, how do we find the popularity percentage? How do I know how popular my bacon cheeseburgers are? Dividing the part over the whole, exactly. So popularity percentage, that is equal to the menu item divided by the total items served. So for example, 50 divided by 175. You see, I've already added the total for you. You're welcome. Okay. So 50 divided by 175 is what? 0.28. Okay. And when we put 0.28 in, we know when we multiply by 100, we get 28%. So 28%. 28.6?
Yeah.
Okay. Always have one decimal place for percentages. Always one decimal place for percentages. Okay, what's 10 divided by 175?
5.7.
5.7%. We did 10 divided by 175, right? Because 175 is our total. Corn dogs, 2.9%. And then because veggie burgers is the same as BLT, we know it's 5.7. Okay?
I get another copy.
Yeah. Okay, any questions about popularity percentage? I'm going to highlight that in red so you can remember what we did in red. Okay. Then let's look at our contribution margin. How do we find the contribution margin?
Subtract the cost from the menu price.
Okay, so good. Our menu price minus the recipe cost. I'm just going to put cost. So our menu price minus our cost. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one in green so you can remember. I'm going to keep these notes up on the screen while you work on the second half of the assignment. Okay. So what is 625 minus 225? Good, $4. What about 583 minus 175? Go ahead and do the contribution margin for each of those last 4 ingredients. And then check your work up at the front on the screen. All right, so now that we have our popularity percentage and we have our contribution margins, okay? Now we have to determine whether they're high or low. We have to find those averages. So how do we find our average contribution margin?
Add them up and divide by the total number of items.
Yes, we add up all of our contribution margins and we divide by the number we have. Okay, so our average contribution margin is equal to add all CMs and then divide by the number of items. Okay, and that's this one in the dark green right here. If you download the Excel document, Excel will do it for you. You don't actually have to use a calculator. If I click and highlight all 8 of these, and I look down here on the bottom, I can see an average of $4.27. I know it's really small to see it. I apologize. I can't zoom in that, but I did circle it. Okay. So that my average is $4.27.
If we were calculating it and there was some change after the 27, would we round up to 20?
I would say use normal rounding rules in that regard. Everything should be pretty separated. This one that like the crab cakes, for example, is 4.28, which is 1 penny difference. So I would say go ahead and just use the normal rounding rules. And the reason why I say that for this particular example is because when I've created the quizzes, everything was done in Excel, and Excel uses normal rounding rules. Okay. So now our popularity, that's the big one. That's the one that a lot of people get caught up on. Okay. So our benchmark. We take 100. Remember, we take that average of 100%. In this case, we have 8 items. So the 100 divided by 8 is 12.5. That's like, let me update that. Okay, so 12.5. But then this one says, in order to be considered popular, we have to have 75%. Remember, this was the homework that I asked you to get done before you come to class today. So you had practice with this. And so this brown box right here, well, it's blue, highlighted in brown. Equals 12.5 times 0.75. What is 12.5 times 7.75?
9.375.
9.375. Okay, so 9.4%. Ah, I know why. Okay, 9.4%. That is what we're going to use to determine whether anything is higher or lower. So contribution margin. Is $5.40 higher or lower than our average of 427? 540. Is it higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. 367?
Lower.
Lower.
Lower. 428? Higher by 1 penny. $4.
Lower.
Lower. 408 is lower than 427. 375 and $5 higher. Okay. So remember, students get caught up on, we want to compare the item to the average. So $5.40 is higher than the average. Okay. Now let's do the menu mix. Menu mix is popularity. Okay. So is 22.9 higher or lower than 9.4?
Higher.
Good. 14.3?
Higher.
8.6,
Over.
good. 11.4,
Higher.
28.6. And then the last three are all lower. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns so far? The last step. You got our box right here. Remember, popularity is on this side. Contribution margin is on the bottom. Okay. I'm going to use pink. What are the two categories that are the easiest to identify? Stars and dogs, because we have high, high and low, low, right? So what I don't want you to do, I don't want you to go line by line by line. I want you to go by category. So while we have HH in our heads, that's our star. Are there any other HHs?
No.
No, there is not. Okay, so that means we're in good shape. That's our chicken sandwich. Okay. Now let's look at low lows because those are our, that's our second easiest one. So we start low, low.
BLT.
Those are our dogs. Okay. BLT and corn dogs. Now, let's look at hamburgers. Okay, I'm gonna choose a different color. Let's go with dark blue. Okay. Low contribution margin. So I put a dot right here. Low contribution margin. Has high popularity. These cross in the plow horse. Okay. So while I have LH in my head, I'm going to go down. Where's my next LH?
Chili cheese.
Chili cheeseburger and bacon cheeseburger. Okay. And then by default, the last one is our puzzle. Okay. So with that, we now have done this menu analysis. Okay. The very last thing, and then I'm gonna let you work on your own homework assignment, right? On the bottom portion. Dean, did you need to talk with me? Okay, give me about 5 minutes. I'll be up 5 minutes. The last thing is our food cost percentage. How do we find food cost percentage? What tool do we use? The triangle, right? And so for the food cost percentage, we have our total cost right here, and we have our total sales. So we'll use our triangle to find that food cost percentage. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns? Now, I want everybody, especially if you're online and if you're in the classroom, put your pencils down. I want your full attention. Okay? I would like your full attention. Okay. Oops. Okay. I'm going to erase everything on the screen, clear all drawings. And now I'm going to show you in Canvas you're analyzing menu mix homework. It looks exactly like this. What we're doing in class today. Okay. So if you need a refresher on what to do on your homework, you're going to go back to that recorded lectures module and find the recording from 918. Okay. And then you're going to fill out that information. If you look at the quiz, the chicken sandwich has contribution. The chicken sandwich has popularity. So what I would recommend is that you actually print out and do this like this homework right here. Print this out, do it on paper, and then just go in and transfer all your answers to the quizzes. Okay. You have 10 attempts on this one. Okay. Then your exam for chapter 4. Your exam for chapter 4. It's going to look very similar as well, except you have some math problems before that. The first 9 questions are going to be multiple choice. Then after that, number 10, you're gonna be finding out your food cost percentage, 10 and 11. Number 12 through 16, you're gonna be finding out what your menu price is. And number 17 through 21, you're gonna find out what your food cost is. What tool are we using for all of these? Questions 10 through 21, which tool are we gonna use?
Triangle.
The triangle, yes, Alondra, thank you so much, okay? So if you wanna make a note, chapter 4 exam, number 10 through 21, you're gonna use the triangle. Then you'll see here, number 22, 23, 24, okay? That's where you're gonna put all that information in. When you go to the quiz, I'm gonna preview it so you can see. The first 9 questions are multiple choice, and then after that, it's all the math. Okay? It looks like a lot because there's 70 questions, but take a look at this. Questions 27 through 40 is just high or low, just high or low, that's it. Okay? And then 41 through 47 is your category. And then you're gonna do another analysis like we're gonna do in class today, and you're gonna see if there's any differences and any changes from categories, okay? Disregard number 71 on the homework, on the actual page. There is no number 71 on the quiz. And the reason why is because in the past, if you had to type in an answer, you wouldn't get your grade until I graded your answer. And so I wanted you to have instant feedback. When you hit submit, I wanted you to have instant feedback on your chapter 4 exam. So I took out question 71. So when you hit submit, you're going to get a grade on your chapter 4 exam. You have 25 attempts on your chapter 4 exam. Okay? I expect a perfect score because you have plenty of chances. Okay? Angel, what's your question?
It's going to be online or in class?
This is going to all be done online. Yeah. So your quizzes, all of those are electronic and they're done online. All those exams. Okay, good question. Yes.
On the chapter 4 exam, number 25, 26, and 40 and 49, they're kind of the same. Is that just the total?
Let me open that up real quick so I can see. Which numbers?
25 and 26, and they're kind of the same as 48 and 49.
Yeah, so 25 and 25 and 48 are gonna be the same numbers, right? Because that's that popularity benchmark. That's gonna be the same.
So I'm finding the benchmark.
That's the benchmark, yeah. And if you on the quiz, it'll say benchmark on the quiz. Now, number 49 and 26 will be slightly different because your contribution margins will change. Okay, so it'll be slightly different for those two. All right, any questions, comments, concerns? Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, I missed like
You're
1 through
good.
10.
1 through 10, you're using the triangle.
I thought that was 10 to 21.
Oh, sorry, 10 to 21. 1 through 9 is multiple choice.
And I was after 27 through 40, that's high and low.
Yep,
40 to 70, what was that one again?
also be high to low. It'll be
High
the
and
same
low.
thing.
Okay.
Yep. Same thing. Good questions. Okay. Questions, other questions, comments, concerns? Yes.
I'm kind of confused about the writing on the board. So wasn't supposed to be the number of items on the top and the total?
Yeah.
Why is it 10?
No, so this one was when we calculated the BLT. Let me write that on there. That's the math for the BLT. Because there was 10 BLT served and we divided by the 175 total.
Oh, so
Yeah, that's the BLT popularity percentage. That's this one. Does that make sense? So I tried to color code. The red ink is the popularity percentage. The light green ink is the contribution margin, just finding it. The dark green is going to be your average contribution, and then the brown is going to be your benchmark.
and what will you get with that math? Okay. So it will be 5 5.7%?
Yeah, 5.7%.
Okay,
Yep,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
That's the answer.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
I have one more question.
Yep.